How's it going, everybody? Welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH after show. Let's just get right into it. So, a few things might have happened this week. We had Maxie announce her pregnancy to her family. Julian's out of jail and being his slimy ass self. Griffin once again saved Ava from, going to another sketchy doctor and fixing her face since that worked so well the first time. And yeah, I could talk about all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure y'all are here for one thing and one thing only. The big reveal! So let's get into how exactly that happened this week. So first of all, we started the week with Kim recognizing Steve Burton's Jason as Andrew. She was clearly shaken up, and that got the ball rolling in Oscar and Jocelyn's head that maybe Andrew is his father. Jocelyn and Oscar made their way to Jason 2.0's house with Sam and asked them if they could locate a missing person or if they knew how to. But really, I think they were just there to look at Billy Miller's Jason and hope that something, registers in their brains. Unfortunately, Kim has an app on Oscar's phone where she can track him down and cut the meeting short. And Kim didn't have much of a reaction to Billy Miller Jason's face, even though she thinks that that's Andrew, or should think so, because Sonny and Carly and the other Jason said that that was the case. But yeah, no reaction. It was kind of weird. Meanwhile, Jordan and Curtis went on the road to find Andre, who is in Cuba, and they track him down. Andre does put up a fight to stay there and not go back with them, but the good guy in him took over, and he ends up going back to Port Charles with the two of them. I mean, as far as everyone knows, Andre is the only one who has the answers to the questions that they have. Before we get some answers though, we had Spinelli return and reunite with Steve Burton's Jason. And of course, those scenes were cute, adorable. Spinelli and Steve Burton's Jason always did have quite a unique relationship, and I did love every second of it. And it seems that Spinelli was doing a bit of research on Andrew Kane himself as well. By the end of the week, all of Jason and Jason's friends and family and even an enemy, Franco, were all at the PCPD waiting for the answers that they seek. Diane and Andre had a sit down with everyone watching, and he explained the whole memory mapping thing. To sum it up, he put Jason's memories into Andrew's head somehow. Just, imprinted them on Andrew, like, that sort of thing. So after that, Andre announces that the real Jason is Steve Burton's Jason, and Andrew is Billy Miller's Jason. Of course, Billy Miller's Jason doesn't believe it. Like, why would he? He truly believes he's Jason. That is where Damian Spinelli's research comes into play. He researches a picture of Andrew Kane, what he looked like. Apparently, Andrew mysteriously disappeared without a trace back in 2012, a few months before Jason was shot on the pier and thrown into the water. After that, the two twins were brought over to Andre, and he did the whole memory mapping thing. However, that worked exactly, I don't know. Andrew, with Jason's memories, went to Port Charles, and Andre was sent there to keep an eye on him. And just so the writers covered all of their bases, they had Andrew's fingerprints match with Billy Miller Jason's fingerprints, because that Jason was arrested even after he came back. So even though Jason 1.0's fingerprints weren't anywhere in the system because of Helena, Jason 2.0's fingerprints were. So they were a match. Andrew was in denial about it, of course, he would be, but Curtis was like, yo, you need to accept this, I'm your friend, and I'm telling you, you were a hero, you were a Navy SEAL, and you should be proud of that. But sadly, that means nothing to Andrew because he's just Andrew on paper. He thinks he's Jason. So that seems pretty final. Obviously, my theory was wrong. I thought that Billy Miller would turn out to be Jason because that's the more shocking story, but I think that there would have been a lot of, backlash if they did that with the fans. Poor Billy Miller and Kelly Monaco have had to go on their soap Twitters and just say, stop the bullying, we love our coworkers, stop being this, savage. This is why I don't have Twitter, you guys. It's not that I'm just hiding my Twitter, I straight up don't have Twitter because soap fans are freaking terrifying on there. Some of them are crazy, no offense. Okay, maybe a little bit of offense. You need to watch yourselves, guys. These are real people playing fictional characters on television. They do not write the stories, they just play the parts and they do their job and they, get their checks and they go home. I can tell you guys straight up that these actors probably don't care what the story is as long as they're still acting and getting paid for it. Not saying they don't care at all, but they don't really get a say and they're not going to say because they like their jobs, okay? We don't need to start bashing one actor or another and say, oh, this one's better, this one's better. It's so unnecessary, you guys. Hashtag just saying. But anyway, back to the storyline. Andrew is obviously very heartbroken, and my heart broke for Andrew as well. He Billy Miller did an amazing performance, you guys. He rocked those scenes like a champion, and I could be more proud. Much like Jocelyn and Oscar claimed, I am totally Switzerland when it comes to the two Jasons. I honestly have so much love for both Billy Miller and Steve Burton's Jasons. Billy Miller really brought new life into the role of Jason Morgan when he was playing him. I truly enjoyed seeing a lighter side of Jason Morgan that we didn't see at all with Steve Burton's portrayal. He managed to really breathe new life into a character that honestly became pretty stale by the end of Steve Burton's run. No disrespect to Steve Burton whatsoever. That said, to be honest, I am low-key pretty happy that Steve Burton turned out to be Jason after all. Even though it's against my theory, it's just a nostalgia factor, you know? I had mentioned it on my Tumblr this week. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I love seeing Steve Burton on screen again, which is actually crazy because by the end of his run, I was honestly so sick of Jason, no lie. But having him back, there seems to be something very different about Steve Burton. I don't know if it's just that his acting improved while he was away on Y&R, or that the writing is just better for him. But these days, since he's returned, he's playing Jason with a lot more depth than what he used to have. He has shown a lot more emotions on Jason's face, and I truly appreciate that. So, seeing Jason in this sort of light is nice. Now you guys are probably also wondering, where do I stand on the whole J-Sam and, is it Dream or is it Drew Sam, whatever their squish name is? Where do I stand between the two couples? So you guys know, I've made no secret about it, I am a J-Sam fan. I liked them back in the day, I liked them in 2009 when they reunited the second time, and I liked them when Billy Miller was playing Jason and Kelly Monaco was Sam, as she always has been. I think we've all acknowledged, including all the characters on the show and a lot of the audience, that Jason, played by Billy, was not the same Jason as he used to be. Now there's a good reason for it, the whole memory mapping thing, but I think it's also safe to say that Sam is no longer the person that she used to be when J-Sam were, you know, like in it. The thing that made J-Sam like the thing for me was the fact that they were both adrenaline junkies. They were a perfect fit for each other. They were so ride or die for each other. Sam McCall, back in the day, was so badass. She would jump from buildings, she would hold a gun and have no problem shooting it. She could go head to head with maniacs like Jerry Jacks and Manny Ruiz and all of J-Sam's enemies back in the day. And as much as it pains me, she is not that person anymore. And for me, that kind of sucks, but I honestly don't see her going back to being who she used to be. So much has happened to her, and now she has 2 kids and a husband, and oh, I guess we'll see how long that lasts. I think she's technically still married to Jason because Jason never died. And again, poor Andrew, his whole life is falling apart completely. So even though we have Steve Burton and Kelly Monaco still on screen, it just wouldn't be the same as what it was anymore. Sam is not that person. So honestly, I think the choice that needs to be made here is to either just keep her with Drew or have her just be by herself and figure out who she is or who she wants to be and then pick. So anyway, what do you guys think of this huge reveal? Are you happy with the outcome that Steve Burton is Jason? Or are you disappointed that Billy Miller isn't the real Jason? And also, where do you guys stand on the whole J-Sam and Dream front? Who do you like better? Let me know in the comments below of this video, and give this video a big ol' thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and I will catch you guys next week.